Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this podcast. I am Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office, and we are here in the Fort Johnson Podcast Studios. Today, we've got a special guest with us, Joanna Garcia from the ACS building over there on Bel Richard. She's in charge of all kinds of programs, but today we've got three special programs involved. Joanna, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jeff.
You know, there's like did I say meet you?
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
No, I know you. I already know you. It's like,
being here 5 years and a half, you should.
So I pretty much know a lot of people around here.
Yeah.
But we're going to be talking about the Army volunteer program, which is a big deal around here. We can't do most of the stuff around our installation without the help of volunteers. So volunteer today, and this is the person you get to ask. Or we'll also be talking about some the family team building, and also the family action plan, which is FAP. No, Family Action Program.
AFAP.
AFAP. Oh, there it is. I forget the Army. So it's Army Family Action Plan as opposed to the Family Advocacy Program. So slightly same building, different programs.
Different programs, yes. So as Jeff mentioned, I am an ACS specialist, and my focus is on those three programs: the Army Volunteer Program, the Army Family Action Plan, and the Army Family Team Building. And that's what I want to talk about today. This is why I contacted Jeff and I said, hey, like, the community needs to know about the programs, and especially the Army Volunteer Program, because there's a lot of people that do contact me, or a lot of people that are putting on the, on the spouses page, hey, volunteer opportunities. I am your point of contact.
And also you got, there's like 5 times a year that we're honoring the volunteers because we love them so much. Like the volunteer of the quarter and volunteer of the year. And
Yes. And the beautiful part about that is that these volunteers get an award, a certificate award from our commanding general, which is a huge thing, and it can be youth, it could be teens, military spouses, civilians, retirees, and service members that do partake in this volunteer program.
Now, the saying is volunteering makes no sense, but is awfully rewarding.
No, it makes sense.
No, it doesn't. No, volunteering sense.
Oh,
CENTS.
Oh, I see. Okay. Jeff, I'm pretty slow when it comes to jokes, okay? Yep. You're something else. All right. So what I want to make sure that the community knows are the volunteer opportunities on this installation.
Yes, there seems to be a lot of them.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about 3 programs that are currently very active right now. The first one is Operation Homefront. That one, they have 2 big events coming up in the summer, which is Back to School Bash and the baby shower event.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you're already talking about the Back to School Bash. They barely just got out of school. Let the kids have a summer.
Hey, you got to think about these things ahead of time, right? We're only 2 months out from school, so it's pretty crazy. They just get 2 months of break.
We used to get 3, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think it's 2 this time around. So the point of contact is Miss Anthony, and I can provide that information. So you guys just give me a call, and I'll give all that information to the individuals, to the community. What she is currently looking for is general volunteers, so individuals that can assist during the event, and then also prior to the event. She needs to, get these, I think it's like 200 backpacks ready for the event. She also needs volunteers that will assist in picking up the items from the Dollar Tree or Dollar General.
Oh, is this the event that goes on over at the school where everyone gives out a bunch of school supplies and stuff?
I believe this one's it. Yes, they collaborate. I don't know the whole details yet, but I do have her contact, and she'll be more than willing to give all that information. She does utilize the BOSS program for volunteers, but she would like to use the community as well. The other program that I want to highlight is the American Red Cross. Right now they're always looking for volunteers.
Always.
Yes, Mr. Chandler Morgan, he's great. I also have his point of contact, and if you just give him a call, he will list you all the opportunities he has available, especially during this season right now that we're in hurricane season. And we know Louisiana, how it can get sometimes with the disasters and whatnot. They're going to be needing help.
Yeah. Now, there's another program that is just starting, and I believe they're in your building too. The USO, they're just brand new to the installation, and
yes.
And I'm sure once they get going, they're going to be accepting volunteers also.
For sure, the USO is great. Right now, it's the transition program. So career-wise, but I will be talking about ACS because we do have.
Oh, I know all about ACS.
Opportunities there as well. In case. But before I go to ACS, I want to talk about MWR, the FMWR, right? MWR, everybody knows them as the fun events. They're always hosting events, always having fun things going on. So they're also looking for CYS coaches, like sports coaches, soccer coaches.
Yeah, so if you're always out there yelling at the umps and yelling at the refs and you think you could do better, here's your chance.
Yes. Here's your chance for empowerment.
Yes.
Yes. Empowering the community, empowering the little ones that are out there volunteering or out there practicing or wanting to, play the sport. The sport that's coming up right now is the soccer coming up, and then flag football from what I'm tracking. The other one that MWR is needing volunteers is the fitness, like the gyms. Just to maintain the gyms, making sure everything looks tidy and nice. And once again, I do have the point of contact for them. And one of the cool ones that I recently found out was the shooting range.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know this, but once I made contact with them, they do accept teen volunteers there as well.
Oh, how fun. And they got the paintball over there, too. So
yeah, so that's a fun one, especially for our service members, our civilians, and then our teenagers that are wanting to seek volunteer hours. And then the other one I want to mention is the community and special events. So one of the events that MWR is going to host is the Independence Day, which is going to happen July 6th. That's the one that kind of replaced the Forge, or the big event that we have.
Freedom Fest. Yes.
Yes, the Freedom Fest in March. Well, we don't want to miss, 4th of July. They still want to celebrate it. So they will be needing volunteers for, I guess, breaking down, setting up, and much more. But Ms. Megan, she's the point of contact, and she'll be able to give us more details about that.
Cool.
And then the last one I want to mention is ACS. So, as you know, I don't know if you've heard, but ACS now has a bigger computer lab.
Ooh.
I know. Back then, we only had 5 or 6 computer labs available. Now we have around 36.
Oh, wow. That's all. And how fast is the internet over there?
It's pretty good. I tried it. I did try it 2 times, and it's pretty fast.
Well, now exactly what are people allowed to use the computer labs for? Anything, or because I would imagine that at ACS it's more for productive stuff but
correct,
not gaming and stuff.
Or yes, not gaming or specific trainings that will take them longer than 20 minutes, because we do get a lot of individuals, especially our service members, needing the computer lab. That's either to print a document right away, like LES, any important documents that they need, pretty much. But that computer lab can be utilized for anybody in the community. So there is a time limit, and that's why our computer monitor volunteer will be the one, kind of reinforcing those rules. And you can only print 20 copies and whatnot. But yeah, they're an important volunteer for us.
I could totally
to maintain order.
I could totally see somebody that's high and tight with the glasses, the horn rim glasses, and the ruler and the stopwatch. And it's all right, get out.
No. I know what you're saying, but we do not want that. We want to make sure that they're pretty chill. Okay. None of that.
Well, you also want to make sure that you got certain websites bookmarked, like usajobs.gov.
Yes. And that's a program that we have, right, with Miss Stacy Delgado. But another we have ACS is comprised of like multiple programs there. Like you mentioned, family advocacy. I used to be with family advocacy as a victim advocate. Now, family advocacy does not. They do obtain volunteers, but not in the victim advocacy.
Yeah, there's a lot of qualifications that you need to go through to work with victims and people like that.
Yes, but family advocacy, we do have EFMP under. So EFMP does accept volunteers.
Now, is that still Ann over there?
No, EFMP, we had Miss Trisha, but she's right now the position's open.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep. So you can also volunteer with Ms. Barbara Bates with Lending Locker. It could be even English as a second language teacher, instructor.
Oh, that's right. Ann is with New Parent Support.
She is.
Yeah, New Parents, yeah.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure they can volunteer, with New Parent Support, but just certain
things.
Certain duties.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, I do want to mention, it depends. Like, I do want to mention that a background check will be needed depending on what program they volunteer.
Yeah, working with children is very it's very tough or very strict, and you want to make sure that you got the right people working with children.
Correct. And one of the programs is CYS. When the service members or civilians or military spouses want to volunteer, they have to go through a background check.
Yeah.
But their point of contact is great at making sure that gets all done.
Yeah. Now it's like, and all of this can be caught or gotten, all the information can just by one-stop shop over at ACS.
Correct. And
that's like Building 920, isn't it?
Building 920.
On Belle Richard.
Yes, and I'll make sure I'll give you all that information. Now, the other thing, besides mentioning the volunteer opportunities, we also have the volunteer management information system that I inform the community about. So how do volunteers track their hours? It's through that system. And even though some people do have a hard time utilizing it, I think it's a pretty effective system for our OPOC. So OPOC, you may be like, what is that? Organization point of contacts.
What's an OPOC?
Yep, your organization point of contact. So, for example, like I mentioned, the Community and Special Events Coordinator, that's Ms. Megan under MWR. She is your organization point of contact. So if you're volunteering under that specific volunteer position, she will be your, like, I'm not going to say supervisor, but like the one overseeing that specific volunteer. So so Ms. Megan will then go into VMIS and see who has applied for that position. And if they have applied for that position, if she feels like, oh, this person is fit for this position, she will approve. And once she approves it, then the individual that volunteer can add their hours in there. And then Megan would just go in there every 15th of the month and make sure, okay, concur their hours. So it's good on tracking the volunteer hours. Remember that VMIS goes everywhere the individual goes. So if it's a military spouse, it can travel with them in every installation, which is great. A lot of volunteers, when they come to my office, I ask them, well, why do you want to volunteer? A lot of them, they have the time. They say, I have the time. I want to make a change in the community. I want to empower others. I want to use my talents and skills. Okay, great. And then others say, well, for my internship, or others say, for my professional development, for my career.
Absolutely.
I'm going to school right now. I just want to get in the foot. And then, I want to get myself in at ACS or whatnot. So how can I volunteer at ACS?
And also, if you're looking for a career or something and you want to test the waters, see what these positions or what these jobs are like before you dedicate so much of your time to try to become or become something, get into a job and then just find out you don't like it. This gives you an opportunity to get in there and see what it's like working with children and CYS and working with sports. Maybe you want to be a coach and you don't know what it's like, or you want to work with a victim advocate, or this is a good opportunity to make a big change and to affect a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. What you're saying is true, especially kind of getting testing the waters. Seeing like, hey, am I fit to be a coach? And it can also be for teens. If a teenager wants to be a coach one day, they can test the waters and see, okay, can I, work with children?
Do I got what it takes?
Do I have the patience or whatnot? So there is a lot of good reasons why volunteer in the community.
And each person has their own reason.
Correct.
But yeah, when I was back in the military, I'm sure it's still the same now. But yeah, volunteering was looked upon when you were going up for a promotion. So that helps. It makes you look a lot better in when you're going for a promotion board and stuff.
And I think that's still a thing, because I do get a lot of service members that are coming in and saying, hey, can I see the MOVSM template, or do you have any of that? Although we don't process that, we're not part of that, I still provide them the regulation and the template for their S1 shop to process that award. And it can help with promotion points.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know about the Army, but in the Air Force, there's a volunteer ribbon. It's for if you volunteer a certain amount of hours or something, you actually get it goes on your uniform.
That's correct. I did notice, or I did read, that there is a lot of volunteer awards for service members. But, we don't track that at ACS. Like you mentioned earlier, the ones that we process is Volunteer of the Quarter and Volunteer of the Year.
Which seems to be like everybody, because everybody's doing a great job volunteering, and you want to honor everybody, so you have to have 5 of them a year.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful to see, like the last quarter, which was Volunteer of the Second Quarter, we had 43 nominees. So that's pretty big.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The next quarter is volunteer the third quarter, and that's going to happen. The ceremony happens July 16th. So we'll see how many submissions I get.
July 16th.
Yep.
I'll expect the emails.
Yes, you will. Yes, because Mr. Jeff here is the one that creates the videos. So if anybody has seen the videos of the Volunteer of the Quarter, Volunteer of the Year, he is the person that creates that. And I thank you for that.
Stop.
I do. So going back to the Volunteer Management Information System, I do hold a training on how to utilize the system every first Friday of the month.
Ooh.
So this Friday at 10 to 11 at the ACS building, I will be conducting that class.
Well, that'll be the
June.
July.
Would it be July? No,
Yeah.
June.
Today's Sunday. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. You're correct. That is true.
The secret's out. We pre-record these.
You're totally right. No, it is July.
Yeah. So the first Friday of every month, not just 1 month, but every month. First Friday of the month, you can go in there for your training.
Yes, for the training. So that's pretty much the volunteer program. I want to share.
Pretty much.
Yes, pretty much. Of course, if they have any questions, they can always reach out to me. I am more than happy to help them.
They should just come over to 920 on Belle Richard and say hi. Drop in and say, hey, I saw the podcast and you were awesome and we want to volunteer too.
Please do. Hey, then this is working.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the next program is the Army Family Team Building. That has been here for many years in the Army. We kind of want to revive that again. So the Army Family Team Building is composed of 3 level courses. And the first...
Let me guess, is it level 1, level 2, and level 3?
No.
Oh, darn. So close.
It's level K, level G, and level L.
How do you get to level K without going to level A? You have to start off someplace, like right at the beginning. You don't start off in the middle. That's like saying on a scale from 1 to 8, 10 being 12, and on a scale from 1 to 10, 8 being best, what would you give this grade?
Wow. No. I think it's because of the names, and you're going to see right now.
Oh, okay.
So level K is military knowledge. So we would teach the individual. So this can be anybody in the community. So Army civilians.
This sounds like something would be great for a spouse that is not familiar with the Army or the military. They just got married, newlyweds, and high school sweethearts, and well, the one spouse has gone through basic and is doing military every day, and the other one just needs to know that if they've got a full bird on their chest, you don't mess with them.
Hey, that's correct. You are totally right. He summarized these classes for me, for sure. No, but level K, it's military knowledge, right? So we teach military spouses, even service members, whoever wants to come to the class.
There is there's a side effect, a bad side effect of knowing a lot about the military. It's when you're watching military movies, you catch all the mistakes.
That is true. That has happened before. Not the right uniform.
Nope.
Well,
ribbons are out of order.
Exactly. But one of the things I do let the community know when I talk about these classes, especially the military knowledge one, is, hey, one of the things that we're going to teach you is how to read the service members' LES. Okay, so we will coordinate with financial readiness, their ACS, and we'll bring them into the class and they'll teach that component because they're the experts on that. Level G is personal growth. So this consists of conflict resolution, stress management, resiliency skills, crisis management, all that has to do with that individual's growth. And then level L is leadership development. And that's pretty much how to become a leader. What does it take to be, what does it take to be a leader, leadership skills. So one of the classes, one of the things that I did notice is a lot of people, have trouble coming to these classes, right? Because they are 2-day courses from 8:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon, right? We do provide lunch, childcare. We do also provide childcare. But one of the classes one of the things that we are hosting is the WeLock workout. We at ACS have collaborated with with MWR Sports. So June 26th at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., we will be having a yoga class at the ACS building.
Ooh, is it goat yoga?
No,
goats?
No, just the regular
just
yoga
regular
class.
yoga.
Yep, and what I'll be teaching on is stress management. And one of the coping skills that how we can combat stress management is, doing yoga.
Yeah, upward dog and cobra pose. And
Yeah. So the other program that I want to just quickly emphasize is the Army Family Action Plan.
The Army Family Action Plan, that's
Yes.
the AFAP.
Yes, and that is a great...
I learned my lesson. It's AFAP.
AFAP, not Family Advocacy. The Army Family Action Plan is a great platform to voice your concerns, anything regarding quality of life issues. Maybe you have ideas, suggestions, recommendations on how to improve the Army standard of living. So an example I want to provide, because a lot of people confuse it with ICE complaints or ICE comments. No, that's not what it is. An ICE comment or ICE complaint can be like the parking lots need to be repainted because you can't really see them. No, not those type of issues. The issues I'm talking about is things that are going to change the Army as a whole. So when I want them to think about okay, is this issue going to impact the community as a whole at Fort Johnson, or the community, or the Army as a whole? And one issue I do want to bring up is paternity leave. Back then it was 21 days. So whoever submitted an issue, an AFAP issue, and said, hey, 21 days is not enough, for paternity leave, they came back and said, all right, 3 months now. So that has been, I'm pretty sure it's been great for a lot of people.
Paternity for the dads?
Well, maternity leave and paternity leave. It's for the service member.
Okay.
Yeah. Service member. So, but when I was reading it, they had just emphasized the paternity leave, but it's for service members, for all service members.
Gotcha.
The 3-month leave. So it's great. We will be hosting the AFAP conference October 30th and 31st. So please submit your issues. Please, we are accepting issues. And if you have any questions on how to submit those issues, please contact me, and I will give them that website.
And you can find the ACS information right there on home.army.mil/Johnson.
Yep.
It's all right there.
Yes, it is.
So, well, that is amazing. Just so much information. You did it so concisely and just packaged it right into one little.
I hope so. I hope they got that.
Yeah, I think everyone got it. Joanna is nice.
Yep. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm here to help the community, and I'm excited for it. So
awesome. So once again, ACS is over at Building 920 on Belle Richard, and all the information you need to get is at home.army.mil/Johnson. Just search for ACS or any programs in there. We got the search menu on there. So
yep. Or my contact is 337-531-1895.
1895. Like right before 1900. It was like 1895. That was a good year.
Yep.
The Cowboys and stuff.
Oh, you're a Cowboys fan. I didn't know that. Awesome.
No, I'm actually.
Okay.
Wait, no. If I was to say I was a fan of any team, it would be the Jaguars, and that's there's a long story behind that. I'll tell you someday. But yeah, thanks. Well, I appreciate you coming by, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Yep.
But until then, we can just say, we'll say
farewell.
Farewell. But anyway,
bye.
Well, thank you very much for coming by, and I'm glad that you guys had stayed with us and watched the show. And hopefully, you'll be able to leave a comment, hit subscribe, hit like. Please come back and visit us often and see what we got going. Go check out ACS. Let us know in the comments if there's anybody or anything that you want to see on our show. Please let us know, and we'll be listening at you later.
That was easy.